He's a guy that he wants every game that you give everything on every training, because that is how he was as a football player, and he gives that energy to you because he's also so involved and he wants that you do well, and so he has a different way of coaching the team.
This is Ibrox.
Who do you think had the biggest impact on you personally as a manager?
Yeah, it's easy, of course, with Van Gaal. I mean, he took me back from Enschede, from Twente Enschede, of course, because he was my youth coach with the second team. We had all the success. He brought me to Barcelona. We played as the manager with the national team. So for me, he's far out the most influential guy in my career. But I mean, all the coaches were having their way of coaching, and the one feels a bit better. But sometimes you look also back and think, oh yeah, it wasn't that bad. Sometimes things doesn't go your way. For example, a little bit with Dick Advocaat and also with Beenhakker, but I didn't perform my best. So then you always look for excuses a little bit. But when you look in the mirror, you think, yeah, it was my own fault. So that was basically also with Dick and Beenhakker. But for me, Dick is an incredible manager. What he does now with Feyenoord, and for me, he's one of the nicest person I've met. He's incredible as a manager, but also as a person. And, I love him to bits. He's a great guy.
But that's an interesting one. So I'm a massive fan personally of Dick Advocaat, and I think football we played under him is probably the best football I've ever seen a Rangers team play.
Yeah.
But there was this public image, and do you think he maybe cultivates it, that behind the scenes he's obviously a lovely, lovely guy, but he was seen as this very stern disciplinarian who was completely inflexible in the media in terms of being very directive to the players? Is that something you thought?
No, I don't feel that. Van Gaal was much more direct and much less flexible than him. But he's a guy that he wants every game that you give everything on every training, because that is how he was as a football player, and he gives that energy to you because he's also so involved and he wants that you do well, and so he has a different way of coaching the team than Van Gaal. Van Gaal he has it in his mind. He has everything worked out. Of course, he works also things out. Dick Advocaat is not doing like this today. We're gonna do this now, of course. But Van Gaal is really like, so how do you say that? Wants to do everything perfect. And he's a little bit loose in that hand way a little bit. But he's just a guy that if he doesn't like it, okay, then another gives a chance. And so sometimes it goes too quickly a little bit, because sometimes I think you have to be patient. But that is him. He is such a vibrant heart in that sense that he wants to go quickly well, and that excitement he shows still on this age. But the only thing that I remember, and that was, I think, a bit of what probably when he looks back now, that was that he's now doesn't, or like put it this way, I think he doesn't worry himself about like the press, because he read a lot, and he thought like, oh, that has an effect or whatever of my team, of myself. And some coaches just can put that aside, but I think he couldn't put that aside a little bit. He was really like reading the stuff and build it up inside of him, and got frustrated if they talk bad about him. And sometimes you just have to accept it if they talk bad about you. And of course, you have to read it sometimes and give it a place. But I think he couldn't give it a really good place in his mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think there just seemed to be interesting to get your opinion here. Certainly for me, and I'm sure from what you're saying, maybe Dick Advocaat felt this as well. There was a bit of frustration in that it was a great Rangers side, and we never quite seemed to get the luck that our performances in the Champions League, Congrats for
unbelievable. I mean,
there. Was there a frustration there for you guys in the dressing room as well?
Yes, of course. I mean, we had such I think, a great team, and I mean, there were better teams probably, but on this stage, I think we deserve to go through. And after 3 games, 9 points, and then only need 1 win or 2 draws, and I think against Monaco we deserved to go through. And then, of course, that lucky goal from or lucky. I mean, I think Amarusa went for a run with the ball, and he was cut by a player, and Simeone scored, I think, just 3 minutes, 4 minutes for time. So, I mean, but we were, or what I said, we deserved to go through, and it was very bad luck. I think that affected a lot in that group. I think that stage.
Yeah, there was an expectation to go further.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there that night in the stands at Ibrox, that 2-each game against Monaco, the most exciting game I have ever watched, because we were a better side than Monaco.
Yeah.
1-0 away, with Gio Van Bronckhorst scored, and then we really played well. So, yeah, a frustrating period there. Fire's raging, I'm shaking, you wanna go